took my first dive when I was 10 years old. My dad put a tank on my back and he let me walk on the bottom of the sea. That was the only time we dived together. I spent a lot of time in his workshop, watched him create his own equipment. He spoke about places he'd been to and where we wanted to go. I started to dream about these places. And I left to see what no one had seen before. To capture it. And show it. The beauty. The elements. The unknown. The ocean has changed now, since back then. To show the world what lies beyond and protect it is what I'm trying to do.
(2018) Volvo V90/V90 Cross Country. Crossover positives without the crossover negatives. Buying a sports car isn't the only way to own a rare and unique vehicle. There's a wagon for that. Well, two, actually. Volvo is continuing its long boot tradition with a pair of vehicles that are far less common on public roads than Porsche 911s, the V90 and V90 Cross Country. These two Swedish station wagons sell in minuscule numbers, are beautiful inside and out, and like most wagons are more agile than an SUV while offering nearly the same utility. The cross-country version of the V90 adds some SUV flavor with a lifted ride height and standard black body cladding. Either way, car-like looks and sheer rarity ensure that these V90s stand apart from the vast fleet of SUVs plying today's roads. Highs. Elegant interior matches gorgeous exterior, practical and laden with features, unique in a sea of crossovers. Lows. Inconsistent power delivery, fussy infotainment, small for the class cargo volume. Verdict. A richly appointed luxury sled with passenger car athleticism and SUV versatility. What's new for 2018? Following the launch of the V90 Cross Country for 2017, Volvo expanded its wagon portfolio further for 2018 by providing customers the option to special order the V90, which rides lower than the Cross Country and loses its body cladding. In other words, it's a conventional station wagon. Volvo also reduced the entry price of the V90 Cross Country by introducing a less powerful T5 trim and added a high-end V90 Cross Country Ocean Race Edition into the mix. The T5 trims, available on both the V90 and V90 Cross Country, are powered by a turbocharged 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine rated at 250 horsepower. The V90 Cross Country, which is only paired with all-wheel drive, starts at $53,295 in T5 spec. An upgrade to the 316 HP T6 brings the unusual arrangement of both a turbocharger and a supercharger on the 2.0-liter 4 and adds $3,800 to the tab. The lineup also includes the T6 Ocean Race Edition, which is largely an appearance package that adds white, gray, and orange colors inside and out and starts at $61,495. Order sheets for the V90 are structured differently. The T5 trim is front-wheel drive and starts at $50,945, while the T6 is all-wheel drive and begins at $56,945. Both the T5 and T6 are offered in sporty R design or luxurious inscription form, with the latter costing $2,000 extra. Trims and options we choose. Many Volvo dealers don't even stock the regular V90, so we choose the more adventurous all-wheel drive V90 Cross Country, despite its slightly higher cost. We'd also pick the more powerful T6 model, partly because we like to tell people we drive a car with a turbocharged and supercharged engine, but also because it's swifter at hauling passengers and cargo. Our T6 Cross Country starts at $57,095 and includes the following features: semi-autonomous drive system with adaptive cruise control, 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster display, dark open-pore walnut trim LED headlights with dynamic light bending and automatic high beams, metallic paint in a choice of 7 colors including twilight bronze, maple brown, and denim blue. Costs $595 and is a must for a beautiful wagon, but that's where our customization ends. 2018 Volvo V90/V90 Cross Country engine and transmission review. As of this writing, we've only been able to test the most powerful T6 versions of the Volvo wagon twins, and while the numbers look solid on paper, the execution is not as refined as it should be from a luxury automaker. Volvo took a hard stance on the side of forced induction for the V90, offering just two 2.0-liter inline-four engines. One has a turbocharger, the other a turbocharger and a supercharger, both pair with the same 8-speed automatic transmission. The T6 supercharged and turbocharged version makes 316 horsepower and 295 lb-ft of torque, 66 horsepower and 37 lb-ft of torque more than the base T5 Turbo 4. Acceleration is fairly brisk, with peak torque swelling early at 2,200 rpm, but the power delivery isn't consistently linear across the entire rev range. Too often we found ourselves tipping deeply into the gas pedal and waiting a few beats for the engine to catch up. It sometimes also sounded labored rather than expensively refined. Tow ratings compared. Aside from Volvo's smaller V60, the Subaru Outback is the only tested competitor that is rated to tow, and both the V90 and the V90 Cross Country outperform the Sub-i by 800 pounds. Fuel economy review. Because of their small displacement, forced induction powertrains, the V90 and V90 Cross Country have some of the highest EPA fuel economy ratings in the luxury wagon segment, and they performed well in our real-world test of highway fuel economy. However, small fuel tank capacity restricts their highway driving ranges in comparison with other wagons. We've devised our own fuel economy test in an attempt to replicate how most people drive on the highway. Our procedure entails a 200-mile out and back loop on Michigan's I-94 highway. We maintain a GPS-verified 75 miles per hour and use the cruise control as much as possible to mimic the way many drivers behave during long trips. The front-wheel drive T5 with the less powerful turbocharged engine is rated at 34 mpg on the highway. This figure stands out from other luxury wagons, which will likely struggle to get 30 mpg highway. The T6 AWD Cross Country we tested is rated at 30 mpg but only managed 29 mpg during our highway testing, while its lower riding V90 sibling did return 30 mpg in all-wheel drive T6 trim. We haven't yet tested a T5 V90 or T5 V90 Cross Country on our highway loop. Performance and driving impressions review. The V90 and V90 Cross Country with the 316 HP T6 engine present up and down experiences. At times, such as immediately off the line, it seems perfectly adequate. But performance is inconsistent, and the annoying drone the four-cylinder engines deliver can reinforce the feeling that they're struggling. Acceleration. It might not always feel like it from behind the wheel, but the T6 V90s have some zip, posting average to better than average 0 to 60 mph times. We have not driven or tested a 2018 V90 with the smaller T5 engine, so we are unable to speak to its performance characteristics. Ride, handling, and steering. Although these large wagons do not feel overtly sporty, they are reasonably nimble, ride well, and put up impressive numbers on the skid pad. Fitted with optional summer performance tires, the all-wheel drive V90 R design registered 0.92G, which is sports sedan territory. There's heft to the steering but little feedback from the road to tell you what the front tires are doing. Braking. Braking distance was one of the biggest differences between the V90 and the V90 Cross Country, largely because of the different rubber each car had for testing. The V90 R design was wearing Pirelli P0 PZ4 performance summer tires. These can be also found on Lamborghini Huracans and Porsche 911s, and it came to a halt from 70 miles per hour to 0 in 157 feet, near the best of the segment. The Cross Country we tested was wearing Pirelli Scorpion Zero all-season tires, and it stopped in 173 feet. Interior review. The V90s have two of the most beautiful interiors available in a car, with a unique design and quality materials that create a rich experience. The driver and front passenger have the best seats in the house and generous legroom. Rear seat passengers have plenty of spread-out room as well, although rear legroom and headroom are average for the class. Interior space comparisons. Overall, the V90 and V90 Cross Country have more than adequate interior room, although the Subaru Outback shows up most of the luxury models here with more passenger space front and rear. Interior features. Mercedes-Benz aside, no company is doing luxury interiors better than Volvo. The Swedish firm's warm and comforting cabins offer a compelling argument for the wagon's premium prices, which by high-quality trimmings, elegant design, attention to detail, and substantive technology. Beautiful open-pore wood, artful speaker covers, and a vertically oriented tablet-style infotainment screen help separate these cars from the pack. Two-tone leather on the steering wheel and textured knobs and buttons are subtle reminders that these interiors are special places to be. Interior sound level. Modern cabins do an excellent job of insulating passengers from ambient noise, but none can completely eliminate the sharp sound of the wind and the drone of tire noise when you're traveling at highway speed. To measure the interior sound pressure level, we use a Brule and Cager Type 2250L sound meter, which we position in the middle of the first row of seats at the height of the driver's ear. The meter automatically averages 15 seconds of sound in A-weighted decibels, dBA, taken while the test car is cruising at 70 miles per hour. A-weighting is an industry standard that adjusts decibel readings to better reflect how the human ear hears various frequencies. We take two measurements and average the results. We also correct for speedometer inaccuracies with our GPS-based data loggers. It is worth noting that decibels are a logarithmic unit, so a rating of 40 decibels isn't twice the sound pressure of 20 decibels, it is 10 times the sound pressure. A 6 decibel increase roughly doubles the sound pressure. Seating and step-in height. To accurately measure seating height, the distance from the road to the driver's hip, we use an H-point machine, HPM, a precisely engineered device marketed by SAE International. This versatile tool, in conjunction with a laser device, reveals the width and location of roof pillar visibility obstructions, blind spots. Our HPM and laser measurement tools determine the length of road obscured by the hood as well as the road obscured by the trunk or hatch, as seen through the rearview mirror. Blind spots, visibility, and obscured roadway. The long hood and extended tail make driving the V90 feel a bit like navigating a small boat, but the liberal use of glass keeps sight lines open. Infotainment review. Part of the appeal of the V90's cabin is its clean and simple dashboard, which pairs a large touch screen with a single line of buttons to control it. Unfortunately, the form-over-function design direction makes for a somewhat frustrating user experience. Infotainment features. Drivers of new Volvos can expect plenty of interaction with digital displays. In lower trims, the V90 and V90 Cross Country have 8.0-inch digital instrument clusters, while higher trim levels get a 12.3-inch display. Both work together with a vertical 9.0-inch center touchscreen that includes features such as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability, USB and Bluetooth audio, navigation, and in-car Wi-Fi. Infotainment performance. We're thankful Volvo left the volume knob as one of the few physical controls, but a lack of climate control buttons you adjust heating and cooling through the screen can make for fumbling and distracted driving. The Sensus Connect infotainment display looks nice and is fairly intuitive but requires too many clicks for simple tasks. Test results, infotainment response time. We measure the electrical current that each USB port provides. All USB ports found in a vehicle provide 5.0 volts, per the USB standard. Current, measured in amps, varies and dictates the charge times of devices. The higher the amps, the quicker a device's charge time. Not all USB devices are created equal. Most modern smartphones can charge at 2.0 amps, while slow or stagnant charging can result from using current at 1.0 amp or lower when the device is in use. Cargo space and storage review. As is the case with most wagons, the V90 and V90 Cross Country have generous amounts of interior space. However, their packaging is not particularly efficient for optimal cargo hauling. The Audi A4 Allroad and Subaru Outback, both shorter than the Volvos, have more cargo volume aft of the front seats. And, in our carry-on luggage test, the Volvos were mid-pack. Cargo volume comparisons. When it comes to cargo volume, the V90 and V90 Cross Country fall short against most competitors in their segment. With nearly identical exterior dimensions to the Volvos, the Mercedes-Benz E400 wagon has 10 more cubic feet of space, and the shorter Subaru has a whopping 19 more. That said, the V90s still offer more than enough room for typical everyday tasks. Lift-over height. With nearly 2 more inches of lift-over than the regular V90, the added height of the V90 Cross Country will mean added effort when packing in gear for the next adventure. At 26.5 inches, however, it's still much shorter than most SUVs. Interior cubby storage. The V90s benefit from added small item storage beneath the cargo floor, but such cubby space elsewhere in the cabin is average for the class. Exterior review. After decades of perfecting the boxy station wagon, the Swedes have gone soft around the edges. And it works, the V90 and V90 Cross Country look refined and elegant. Minor exterior trim details differentiate the V90 from the Cross Country, making it obvious which one wants to stay on the street and which one wants to venture down dirt roads, although not too far. Exterior dimensions. The V90 and V90 Cross Country align with the Mercedes-Benz E-Class wagon in size, which is on the large side of the wagon spectrum. The Cross Country is 2.6 inches taller because of its lifted suspension. Exterior features. In addition to its extra ground clearance, the V90 Cross Country has a few visual cues to tip off its extracurricular purpose. The front bumper has been altered to include an integrated front skid plate, or at least the appearance of one. An SUV-like black cladding outlines its wheel openings and the lower portion of its body sides. As an option, it can be painted body color. The Cross Country has an extra protective strip along the lower section of the doors, and the rear bumper has a slightly different integrated exhaust surround. Safety and driver assistance review. Volvo has earned a reputation for producing some of the safest cars on the market. It's a reputation the company is clearly intent on maintaining, as illustrated by the mother lode of active safety features that are standard on the V90 and V90 Cross Country. However, neither V90 model has been tested by either the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, or the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, IIHS, and therefore we cannot give it a rating. Crash test results. NHTSA and the non-profit, independent IIHS evaluate vehicles for crashworthiness in the United States. NHTSA assigns cars an overall rating out of 5 stars. IIHS uses a different set of tests, grades cars on a scale of good to poor, and awards the vehicles that perform best across its tests with top safety pick or top safety pick and honors, the latter of which requires that the subject's automated forward collision braking system performs well. Airbags, child seats, and spare tire location. Volvo sells not one, but 4 different types of child seats, so the company has clearly spent time considering the safety of all sizes of passengers. With wide opening doors and flat seats, the V90 readily accepts a standard child seat, and installation is easy. Front seat passengers might be forced to move forward to accommodate, but there's still room for everybody. Volvo also offers booster seats that are integrated into the rear seats and fold out of sight when not needed. Active safety features. The V90 and V90 Cross Country are fairly pricey vehicles, but they come loaded. Nearly every active safety feature comes standard on both models. Warranty review. Volvo offers similar warranty protection to its competitors and gets extra points for the longest period of complimentary scheduled maintenance.